This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Thank you for joining us today on the program Healthy Living. I'm Adisu Wausawage, and today we want to be talking about something that affects not only one woman but women in generally. And some women can actually manage it while some cannot manage it. Okay, so it depends on the woman. All right, so we want to look at menopause. Doctors have said, nature has said that it is a natural biological process women go through, typically between age 45, 55. That's before, we don't know now. And it is when the ovaries stop producing estrogen, leading to the end of menstruation. And symptoms vary. So doctor is here to tell us the rest about menopause. So joining me to talk about this is Dr. Toyin Elizabeth Faboya. She is the Chief Medical Officer, University of Benin Health Center. Hello, doctor.
Thank you.
You look good, always looking good.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so we're here to talk about women palava. Talk to us, doctor. Menopause from the doctor's view. I just said my own from the research that I made as a doctor. Talk to us about menopause.
Thank you. Menopause, first of all, we should know that it's a natural process. It's not a disease condition.
And it's not a curse.
It's not a cause. It's a natural process, normal developmental stages of women. So it marks like the end of menstruation, menstrual period in a woman, you know, due to the loss or decrease in function of the ovarian follicular activities in the body. You know, women, we have two ovaries that releases eggs every month. So due to the reduce in the function in the production of the hormones like the estrogen and progesterone, so it will now lead to gradual reduction in the menstrual period, then before it will now finally cease. So we can say that somebody is in has entered menopause when there is no menstruation at all for 12 consecutive months. Because we also have what we call perimenopausal. That's before the menopause, around the menopause. And I mean, and this can take like 4 to 10 years, average of 5 to 8 years before the menopause. At this period, the individual can start experiencing irregularity in the menstrual flow. Both with the quantities, the volume, can be alternating. Maybe this time around it can just be spotting. For the normal duration is 2 to 7. So in this case, it might just be spotting for like 4 or 5 days. Then in another cycle, it might now be flowing heavily. In fact, the individual might think maybe there's something else associated with the menstruation. No, it's just because of that period with around the menopause. So
apart from the seizure of blood, what other signs and symptoms are there?
Because of the effect of this estrogen, these hormones in the body, because it's not only for that menstruation function. We also have the receptors in the brain, in the muscle, in the joint, in other areas.
So every part of the woman's body.
So that's why when the symptoms comes, it do affect the whole body. And this menopause is around age 45 to 55 years. Average age, the average age is 51 years.
51 years.
51 years.
And so menopause must come on every woman.
Yes, yes. And some do even come earlier.
Earlier than 45.
Earlier than 45. So we call that one is early menopause.
Okay.
Then we also have the one we call premature.
Okay.
That
Premature. Please describe that one for me. Let's see.
Okay. Premature is also the cessation of the menstruation that comes before age 40. Before age 40 years.
Okay. All right. A woman we've heard stories, we've heard some testimonies here and there that even after menopause, a woman conceive and bears a child, because you know during menopause a woman is not supposed to conceive, right?
Yes.
But as a doctor, how medically okay is that?
It's possible because we have what we call ovulation.
Okay.
Ovulation is when the ovary releases the eggs that when there is now sexual intercourse, the sperm will now fertilize. So at times, especially around that perimenopausal stage, the individual might not menstruate, but they might be released of the egg from the ovary.
Okay, and she can get pregnant.
Yeah, so you can also get pregnant even without the menstruation.
The menstruation.
Also, this also occur during the early stage of puberty. You know, when a girl child attains puberty age, the climax is what we call menarche. That's the appearance of the menstruation. So also around that age, the initial 2 to 3 years, because of this hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So the girl child might not menstruate, but that doesn't mean that it's not ovulate.
Okay.
So once you are ovulating, there's possibility of pregnancy if there's sexual intercourse.
Okay, you know, like some women, once they hit menopause, they run helter-skelter from one hospital to another, one spiritual home to another. So talk to us, doctor. What are the best treatment options for menopausal symptoms?
Okay, before we talk of treatment, let's look at the symptoms first.
You know, you told us some of the symptoms already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the symptoms, especially at the initial stage. We call it vasomotor symptoms.
Vasomotor symptoms. Is
yes.
that English?
No, it's our medical
Vasomotor syndrome. Vasomotor.
Yes.
Okay. Vasomotor. What does it mean?
So there's this the way it will manifest in the body. Okay, like 80% of women, they do experience what we call hot flashes.
Yeah.
Yes, that hot flashes, the kind of heat sensation from the head down to the neck to the chest. Maybe that will last for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then it goes away. Can also reoccur more than 4 or 5 times
in a day.
In a day.
Wow.
So then also because of the effect of these reduced hormones in the body, the individual can also experience what we call sleep disturbance.
Okay.
Insomnia.
Okay.
Finding it difficult to sleep at night. Night sweat. Excessive night sweat.
Okay.
Then the person can also experience what we call headache.
You know, the last time we treated headache with somebody, he said there are different types of headache.
Yes.
Forehead, somewhere, you know, in the
Tension,
center of it. So at which part of the head will she feel the headache, so that the woman knows what is coming up on her? Is it all round, or there's a special area of the head where
most likely all round?
Okay.
That's the both sides.
Persistent headache?
No, might just be mild.
Okay.
But there will be disturbance.
Okay.
Especially in the sleep area. So after that, we can also look at the effect in the urogenital system. That's the urinary system.
Okay.
And the vaginal area. So,
there will be problem there too.
Yes, there is. At that stage, there's what we call frequency. That's the individual might now start urinating frequently.
Okay.
Maybe with small volume at a time.
Okay.
Then there's also what we call urgency. Urgency is the feeling that when you feel like urinating, for example, and you feel that the environment is not conducive, then you'll be able to hold the urine. But at that stage,
you'll not be able to
you will not be able to hold the urine. So if you are not fast enough, you might now see yourself wetting your body. And there's what you call incontinence. Because of the, we said this estrogen is not only for the menstruation aspect alone, it also strengthens the muscles and things like that. So when they are reduced or lack in the body, it also affects the muscles.
Will not be slacking.
It will not be slacking. So the individual might start releasing urine, maybe with after coughing or excessive laugh and things like that. So the urine will start leaking. It will now start leaking out.
Is that normal? Because for some women, they will see it as a big problem.
It's a problem. So in which, if anybody is experiencing such, you should just visit the hospital. And there are some exercises that you can also do to strengthen the muscles there. It's called a Kenge exercise.
Kenge exercise.
In which you just have to strengthen. There's a way you sit and strengthen your muscle down there. So you do it continuously. You hold the muscle there, you release it. So as I'm here now, I'm doing it. So
now you will teach me. You're going to teach me when we leave here. So you hold the vaginal muscle.
Muscles, you just hold it tight.
Okay.
For some time, then you release it.
Okay.
So you are strengthening the muscles around that area.
Okay, so once you're 45 and above, you know that you're approaching menopause, you should learn that exercise to save you from leaking urine when you don't even want to pee. The thing will just come on its own like that. Perhaps the woman should wear sanitary towel or something at that point too.
No, I don't think this is necessary, except if the person is experiencing it often.
Okay, so it's just once in a while thing. Maybe when you cough or you laugh too much.
Yes.
That's huge. So talk to us about treatment now.
Okay.
So what kind of treatment can a woman take for such
I said,
an issue?
As I said earlier on, it's not a disease condition.
Okay.
That you start looking for treatment. Are you getting it? It's a natural process.
Yes.
So except when it's not so disturbing, to the extent that it's not preventing daily activities and things like that, that the person might not need special attention. But there are some coping mechanisms
that you can employ. All right, let's take a very short break here. When we come back, you come and tell us about that coping mechanism and some other things like mood swing. Somebody did say that mood swing is another terrible problem when it comes to menopause. All right, we'll take a very short break now. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us again on the program Healthy Living, and we are looking at menopause. All right, Dr. Faboya, you did say that there are some exercise a woman can engage in and then treatment. Does this treatment include hormonal or non-hormonal treatments?
Yes, we have what we call hormonal replacement therapy.
Okay, how does that work?
That one is like, I said there is a loss of now estrogen and progesterone in the body. So in the severe condition, that's a serious condition that the person is now needs to be admitted into the hospital, so they can now reintroduce those hormones. So that's what we call hormonal replacement therapy.
Would that not cause another problem for the woman?
Of
maybe
course,
like cancer
there's
or any
associated issue with it, side effects. So it's not the first line of treatment. So it's after exploring the hormonal treatment. The severe cases, so they might need to introduce it for some time and then withdraw it gradually.
Okay, that is when these symptoms are severe, woman can go to the hospital.
Yes.
But when they are not severe, normal, the woman can just live through it.
And because it's not a disease condition. You understand? It's a normal, natural process that you now need to get used to. With this information now, it will now prepare the individual psychologically to be able to cope with it. Because some people, without the information, the pre-information, they do tends to think that it's not a disease condition without knowing that it's a normal, natural process that is the menopause that they are going through.
Okay, now let's look at food and diet, exercise. You just said that exercise can help, that there's this exercise of tightening the muscles and Genge, all right, Kenge, the Kenge exercise. Now, what about food? Can diet help?
Yes, of course, it can help. Like a balanced diet.
Okay.
Then there will not be need.
Balanced diet. Look at Nigeria of today before you mention that balanced diet.
No, but it's not as if it's so expensive. When you understand what it entails, we know that is a normal, is our way of eating, just that we need to do one or two things. For example, we now need to incorporate vegetables and fruit to our diet. Vegetable and fruit,
very important.
Fibers is very, very important.
Okay.
And then we reduce spicy food.
Okay.
Because with that spicy food, it will increase these hot flashes of eating. It will make it to get worse. All those spicy food. So you remove all those spices from your food, then incorporate vegetables and fruit to your diet. Then when we talk of balanced diet, it's just that you have to incorporate all the 6 classes of food.
Of food in it.
Yes, in it. Carbohydrate, protein, fats, your minerals, vitamins at the appropriate portion. Okay.
So at what point can the woman introduce supplements? Because when you go online, before you type 2 things, something will just pop up, a supplement for menopause. And how safe are these supplements?
Supplements, before you take supplements, you have to see the doctor and see if you actually need it. Although at this stage of life, there tends to be deficiency in calcium, vitamin D.
Okay.
Because you know, I said it's not only the menstruation aspect that these hormones are involved. They are also involved in bones.
Everything.
Bones. So around this menopause, post-menopause, you have osteoporosis. That's the bones will start thinning away and things like that. So, but you have to do, at least let them check your calcium, the serum calcium level before you start. Because before you start taking the supplements, they will not be the one to see if there is need for you to take supplements or not. And if you take adequate vegetables and fruit, you will get these vitamins from your fruit.
You will not need all of those supplements.
You will not need the supplements. So if you can get your good vegetables and your fruits, it will give you the adequate vitamins that is required.
Okay, let us look at menopause and sex. I run a love program on radio, and there was a day somebody called to say that he wants a wife because his wife hit menopause. That means the wife is not sweet anymore. That is exactly how the man put it, that he wants another wife, and he was seeking advice. So, does menopause affect the sexual life of a woman?
Yes.
Yes, how?
Yes. There will not be reduce in sexual libido, that the sexual drive
for the woman,
even for the for the woman, and even the men too, they also have their own issue, andropause. But unlike the women there's cessation of those hormones. But in men, they have reduction. It's not totally out of the system.
It's just
a
mere reduction.
Yes, it's
but
reduced.
The woman is total cessation.
It's total cessation. So they also have that low libido, low sexual drive. And then most time it's not really their fault, because these changes also affect their vagina. So it will not make the vagina to be dry. So by the time they are not having the sexual intercourse, there tends to be painful sexual intercourse. Nothing
to help the woman, nothing to help the man?
No, there's something to help the woman. So if there's issue like that, there are lubricants that can be applied that will prevent that friction and make the sex to be enjoyable.
So the woman should not retire, because we also hear that from age 50 and above, the woman becomes very active in sexual activities. How true is that, doctor? Not true, I've been a lie.
Most times they are not very active. In fact, they tend to withdraw. especially when they've completed their family circle as per the number of children that they want. They tend to withdraw from the sexual activity. Instead, they get withdrawn because they now feel that it's for reproduction aspects. So,
and after that, they're already done. All right, doctor, as we are moving towards the end of the show now, talk to us generally now, how can a woman cope as we round up our show?
Good.
The things a woman should do to make her live normal life.
Good. They should be aware that it's a natural process. That's the first thing. That's the fundamental information that they should know.
It's
normal.
It's not sickness.
It's not sickness. It's not disease. So, and then the coping mechanism, maybe at night, make your room to be airy. Airy. Open the windows. Let there be cross ventilation. Then you can wet your towel a little and use it
to mop yourself.
This
one
then you start wearing layers of clothes. Maybe the one with jackets. Maybe if in the day, so if you are feeling it, you can easily remove the jacket. And then if you are feeling cold, you put on the jacket. Then you can use all those lubricants for the sexual aspect. Then for the urinary symptoms, you can go through this Kenge exercise to strengthen the muscle there.
All right, Dr. Faboya, you have spoke so much. You've talked to us on this issue of menopause. So, Madam, know you today, and Oga, you know, some men seem to, they kind of withdraw from their wives too when it gets to that period. You know, they feel that maybe the woman is sick or something. So, Oga, please, you need to sit and help your wife go through this stage of menopause. It is not a disease. It is not sickness. You can actually enjoy sex together if only you can stand by that woman. And there are some exercises you should do. Call me later if you people have my number, you know. Just talk to us on our social media platform, ask after me, and I will learn that exercise from doctor, and then I'll come and teach you, okay? So, doctor, thank you for finding time to be with us.
Thank you, ma.
And we'll see you guys again next week on the show, Healthy Living. Bye-bye.
Bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
In the evening of the initiation day, all the newly initiated Edion danced to the residents of the Odion Way and also visited some homes of the various senior elders, where Chief Elder Ogbeide Onwonse was very conspicuous, especially at the country home of Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawo Igbenedion with his family on the night of the initiation. On the following morning, as part of the rites to be performed by the newly initiated Edion in Okada town, the initiates, led by Chief Elder Ogbeide Onwonse, visited the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawo Igbenedion, at his Okada country home residence to pay homage and appreciate him for all he has done in the development of the community, which has placed Okada in world map. They also thanked him for his role in the success of their ceremony. They commended the Esama of Benin as a custodian of Benin cultural heritage and for revitalizing the age-long tradition of the age-grade ceremony.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
It's so nice to have you again on a program News Review this lovely Sunday, which happens to be the last edition of the program News Review in this month of March 2026. I am Deborah Viogbe thanking you so much for joining us on the program. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu January Kondaribi said Nigeria's major task is confronting insecurity, describing it as a direct threat to development, progress and national prosperity. The president also stated that Nigeria is seeking help from United Kingdom, France and other countries in the fight against terrorism.
Receiving the governors in Lagos, President Bola Tinubu expressed appreciation for their show of solidarity and commitment to collective leadership. The president disclosed ongoing engagements with global partners, including a recent discussion with France President Emmanuel Macron on support for equipment and training.
Insecurity is an enemy of development, progress, and prosperity. That's what insecurity is all about. To me, I can commit myself to further strengthen my contact, the network that is necessary. One of the major discussions in UK is equipment and support.
The president extended condolences to Vice President Kashim Shettima over recent development in Borno State, commending his swift return to the state to commiserate with affected communities. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to investing in technology and modern equipment to decisively confront terrorism and other security threats across the country. While commending the efforts of state governments, the president urged governors to intensify interventions aimed at supporting vulnerable citizens. President Tinubu also warned of potential economic impact of the crisis in the Middle East, noting that it could trigger inflationary pressures, affect purchasing power, and lead to higher fuel and transportation costs. He says the federal government must be prepared to respond to possible demands from labor unions and other stakeholders. Speaking on behalf of the governors, chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, said the governors are working on speedy establishment of state police. Iharo Atta, ITV News.
The Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, said the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains determined to reforms and strengthen Nigeria's power sector. The Vice President stated this on Thursday when he inaugurated the new office of the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company in Asokoro, Abuja.
Speaking at the inauguration, Vice President Kashim Shettima noted that while the promise of every nation rests on its abundance, Nigeria cannot afford to gamble with energy security. He says what the Tinubu administration is set out to achieve requires a commitment to data-driven decision-making, intelligent use of technology in asset management, and stronger partnership with both local and international stakeholders, underscoring the crucial role the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company plays in the power sector. Senator Shettima says the electricity firm represents the nation's commitment to confronting the burden of yesterday so that they do not mortgage the possibilities of tomorrow. He noted that the Tinubu administration understands that power security is the ultimate foundation upon which national progress must stand.
I believe its role will become even more strategic. It will help to resolve outstanding legacy liabilities. It will assist to optimize stranded and underutilized assets so that they can be repurposed, restructured, or monetized for the benefit of the Nigerian people. It will also help to stabilize the market as reforms in tariff, regulation, and liquidity create unavoidable transitional pressures.
For his part, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu stressed that the decentralization and liberalization of the power sector are anchored on Electricity Act signed into law by President Tinubu, which is a landmark legislation that now allowed 36 states of the Federation to participate actively in providing power to Nigeria. For his part, Chairman Senate Committee on Power, Senator Enaya Abaribe, represented by Senator Oyelola Ashiru, says the new complex will save the government fund previously spent on rent, thereby underscoring President Tinubu's administration's commitment to efficiency. From Abuja, Iharo Atta, ITV News.
The president of the Dangote Industries, Aliko Dangote, John Kondarivi, warned that the ongoing tension between the United States and Iran could disrupt economy globally and may eventually force countries, including Nigeria, to consider work-from-home arrangements similar to what was seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dangote stated this while speaking to journalists after visiting Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos.
This visit of Africa's richest man and oil mogul to President Bola Tinubu comes at a time when Nigerians and billions across the world are facing tough times occasioned by US and Israel war on Iran. Speaking with journalists after the meeting on the broader global situation, Dangote warned that rising tension in the Middle East would worsen economic conditions, particularly for African countries. He expressed concern about the impact on energy prices and the ripple effect across various sectors. Dangote also highlighted the potential strain on government and citizens, especially in economies with limited buffers. Drawing parallels with the COVID-19 period, he suggested that the prolonged instability could force countries to effect changes in work patterns.
We pray this situation will be sorted out. It's not going to escalate. If it doesn't de-escalate, we'll end up paying, big prices. Like what I said earlier on to CNN. If you look at it today, Africa is very busy paying debt, and putting this again on top of us is going to add a lot of hardship on people, on the governments, on the people, on everybody. If you look at it now, when you talk about energy affects almost everything, and it's not only energy. Some people will try and take a chance and say, this is an opportunity, so let me make money. So if this thing doesn't de-escalate, it is going to keep going up and up and up, and governments cannot really now go and add salaries also. So people will really feel the hinge.
He added by calling for de-escalation, stressing the vulnerability of many Africans to economic shocks. Speaking on President Bola Tinubu's visit to the United Kingdom, Dangote noted that securing huge funds as it did reflects growing international confidence in Nigeria's economy. He also noted that the development creates new opportunities for Nigerian investors to access international funding. Ikaro Atta, ITV News.
Now moving on, the Benin Traditional Council says the attention has been drawn to reactions following the earlier press release on the alleged unauthorized visits by Habib Hamza Adelaja, popularly known as Pella, and his manager to the palace of the Roba of Benin. The council, in a statement signed by its secretary, Frank Irabo, clarified that the submission of a letter of request and the mere stamping of acknowledgement do not constitute approval, but are simply part of standard institutional protocol and administrative procedures. The statement further explained that the receipt and stamping of any correspondence by the council secretariat only serve as acknowledgement of receipt and do not imply approval by His Royal Majesty or the Benin Traditional Council. He emphasized that in the absence of explicit authorization, no visitor or activities is then sanctioned. The council also called on Pella and his manager to publicly state whether any formal written approval was granted to them and whether their letter of request disclosed any intention to visit any parts of the Oloi or Queens. The Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, of Yan North-East Chapter, Okada, led by the chairman, Mr. Kelly Agbonarae, says the Samar of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Sawai Benejan, is a father figure and a philanthropist who immensely transformed Okada into a town with modern facilities. He made the remarks during a courtesy visit to the Samar of Benin at his Okada country home residence.
A former two-time governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakari Benedium, joined his father, the Esama of Benin, to receive the august visitors. The branch chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Ovia North-East Chapter, Mr. Clement Agbonlaho, said he led a delegation of the NUT to the residence of the Esama of Benin to inform him of the proposed NUT Secretariat to be located in Okada and to seek his assistance. Mr. Agbonlaho noted that the Esama of Benin has single-handedly put Okada on the world map and must be commended.
We are trying to erect a teacher's house building in his local government. Just came to say, okay, let us see him and explain things to him. He shows a good and perfect hospitality. He's a man of a beautiful heart, and may God give him more grace
In his response, the Esama of Benin thanked them for the visit and commended the group for their foresight in planning a befitting secretariat for their union in Okada. He assured them of his support to achieve the laudable initiative of the NUT. The Nigeria Union of Teachers NUT Ovia Northeast chapter over the years has been operating without a secretariat of their own. From Okada, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, during a week under review, issued a strong warning to Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, urging him to desist from making what he described as baseless allegations and avoid unnecessary political confrontations. The minister gave the warning during the 107th National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party held in Abuja, where the party also announced the commencement of the sale of nomination forms ahead of its national convention.
Addressing party members, the FCT minister described claims attributed to Governor Makinde regarding alleged meetings involving himself and the president as unfortunate and misleading. He dismissed insinuations that such meetings suggested control over government institutions, including the judiciary, stressing that such statements were false and culpable of causing unnecessary tension within the party. Wike cautioned the governor against engaging in political battles he may not be able to sustain, emphasizing that politics is about power and strategy.
Unfortunately, I was watching my friend before, Seyi Makinde, when he went to Bauchi. He said that he had a meeting with me and President. I said, so unfortunate. He said, we have government, we have the judiciary. It's unfortunate. We also have the judiciary of Lebanon. That gives us expertise on the judiciary. It's unfortunate. In fact, you cannot find this.
The minister also warned party members against acts of disloyalty, noting that those who engage in double-dealing risk being sidelined. Meanwhile, the National Caretaker Committee announced the commencement of the sales of nomination forms ahead of the party's forthcoming national convention.
The right thing must be, I'm sure most of you were misled. When I was the governor, there was nothing the ruling party that time. This is not beg me. There was no threat I did not get. I said no. There was no intimidation I did not get. I said no. I remain.
From Abuja, Wisdom Obakemi, ITV News.
Now, still talking politics, reported during Wekonda review that the leader of the Kwankwasia movement, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, hosted prominent political figures, including the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, and former Bayelsa State Governor, Shiraki Dixon in Kano, in what observers described as a significant political meeting amid ongoing consultations on Nigeria's future.
A mammoth crowd of supporters thronged the residence of the leader of the Kwankwasia movement in Kano, singing solidarity song as they welcomed Peter Obi. Governor Seyi Makinde and Senator Seri Dixon greeted supporters but did not state the purpose of their visits, while Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso also declined to comment on the reason for the visit. Although no formal political agreement was announced, the high-profile visit is widely seen as a part of the ongoing consultation among key political stakeholders ahead of the future political engagements. From Kano, Abdul Ibrahim, ITV News.
The Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, during the Wekonda review, advocated stronger synergy among military services in tackling evolving security challenges. The Defense Minister stated this at the Chief of Defense Staff inaugural lecture for the Defense Headquarters Joint Doctrine and Warfare Center in Abuja.
The armed forces and other security agencies converge at the Nigerian Army Conference Center in Abuja to deliberate and provide new approach to modern warfare. Every of the military service has doctrines that guide its operation. Despite the differences, the Defense Headquarters seeks to fuse the various principles into a unified doctrine that will foster oneness and enhance effectiveness during joint operations. The Defense Minister, retired General Christopher Musa, insists that no arm of the military can independently tackle the evolving security challenges.
Doctrine shows you how we fight, how we move, how we operate. And so getting it together is very important. And this shows that jointness is the best option. Doctrine gives us the guide, the regulation, the direction on how to go about this. And not only for the armed forces alone, for other security agencies and for MDAs to know what role they have to play and for the citizens to also understand their responsibilities.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, also addressed the personnel on issues of doctrine and warfare.
I wouldn't want, to talk about the service that did the right thing or the one that didn't do the right thing then. But it was obvious that the right competencies have to be, brought to fore when we're talking about joint operations. Like is noted, I was airlifted with others from Calabar to Lagos. But when we did the Navy, we didn't see them. And even the Army, when you look at what the Army was supposed to do then, we still fell short too. So it boils down to the fact that we need to enhance the capacity of all services and all agencies. That's the point here.
The Security Forum's outcome will seek to enable the military to adapt to modern warfare demands. From Abuja, John Dana, ITV News.
And back home in Edo State, reporter John Wick on Diary View. The residents of the state are grasping with intense heat as temperatures rises with strong and unfriendly air concerning the negative impacts, heightening concerns over the negative impacts of climate change on daily life. An expert on climate change, however, asks governments and public to work together to address the challenges.
Climate change is not just a global conversation, it is a reality being felt across communities, affecting weather patterns, food supply and livelihoods.
Nigerians and many people in the tropical regions of the world used to enjoy good weather nurtured by rain. But in the past few years, reverse has been the case, leading with less rain and hot weather. In Benin City, residents say the hot weather affects planting season, sleep patterns, which has become increasingly unbearable, especially at night, threatening livelihoods and food security. The scorching sun forces many to seek shade and consume more water to stay hydrated. Experts attribute the rising temperatures to climate change worsened by too much emission of fossil fuel from industrial consumption, deforestation, testing of nuclear weapons, and vast deployment of bombs by weary nations. Poor waste disposal, especially in urban centers such as Ramat Park, Ikpoba Hill, New Benin, and King Square, also contributes to environmental pollution and worsens climate conditions.
But is there another thing when I say hotter? The weather is hot. There was rain yesterday, but today now, you see the weather now. Everybody's looking for shades to hide. Cold water every time. To help myself, at times I pour some on my face.
Presently, coping with the weather is something else. Sometimes I came outside at night and even the breeze in the night also get hotter.
The weather is really telling on everybody. Like myself, I don't sleep at night. We open window to receive direct air.
We need to drink enough water. It's very hot. Things have changed. We don't even know dry season and rainy season now. You will find out that in the month of January, it is rainy, which is supposed to be a very dry month. The next day, the heat will be extreme.
An environmentalist, Professor Gideon Imelue, recommended collective action, urging both government and individuals to plant more trees, reduce pollution, and adopt clean energy solutions. Professor Imelue warns that prolonged exposure to extreme heat can cause dehydration and heat exhaustion, advising residents to stay hydrated.
Every opportunity we have, we should plant trees. The standard organization should also be involved in terms of some of the things that they are leaving, they have discarded from abroad. You see them, they push them here. They are not standard enough. You see motor that is smoking. Now we don't even know what is dry season again. We don't know what is rainy season, things are going somehow. So because of radiation, you have to drink water that will give you the balance that you need.
For many Nigerians, the impact of climate change is becoming harder to ignore. From Benin, I am Patience Osaugiwa, ITV News.
In a momentous event highlighting the intersection of advocacy and health, a team of international cyclists visited the Esamaro Benin Sir Gabriel Sawai Benajan at his Palatial Garden of Eden residence in Benin City. The team, wearing T-shirts boldly inscribed with "Ride for Autism," is part of a nationwide campaign organized by the Ganya Chukwu Foundation, a non-governmental organization dedicated to raising awareness about autism and promoting support for individuals on the spectrum.
The cyclists, comprising doctors, physiotherapists, nutritionists, and other relevant professionals, embarked on this extraordinary journey to spread awareness and promote inclusivity for people living with autism. According to the team coordinator, Mr. Kanyechukwu Tabo Okeke, father of an autistic artist and cyclist who is also riding with his son, said the journey, which commenced from Enugu through Awka to Asaba, with a stopover in Benin en route Lagos, is to create awareness on autism.
To shine more light on autism in Nigeria and to increase awareness. My son is a 16-year-old boy living with autism. He's a Guinness World Record holder. He has held the he has the record of having the largest painting in the world, 12,380 square meters. And the reason why we have been able to achieve that was because at no point in time did we hide him. I did not allow the stigmatization associated with neurological disorders that other parents go through to affect me or my wife. What we did was to come out, and by the time we came out, we sought for help.
Mr. Okeke commended the Esama of Benin for his unwavering support for humanitarian causes and his role as a father figure to many. He described the Esama as a highly revered figure, noting that his contributions to society continue to inspire their mission.
We were so excited, even when we were coming, that we were coming to see one of the most prominent African leaders that we have, not just Nigeria, but African. Because it's the Esama of Benin Kingdom, and Benin Kingdom doesn't stop in Nigeria. So we are so happy with the way he has prayed for us. He has in fact opened the road for us now going to Ondo, and he has given us his blessings. And so we know for sure we will get there, to achieve our aim, and come back to also come and say thank you again to him in a big way.
The Esama of Benin, known for his philanthropic gesture, warmly welcomed the team and praised their efforts in raising awareness about autism. He expressed admiration for their dedication, stating that their journey reflects the power of determination and the importance of drawing attention to issues affecting the most vulnerable in society.
I'm so happy that what you embark upon humanitarian. All of you, my dear children, and thank you all of you for participating. What you are doing for the nation knows. You are the hero of our time.
The visit was not only symbolic, but also impactful. The cyclists expressed their readiness to engage with members of the local community, offer free consultations, and share knowledge about autism. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
From Nigeria's premier private university, Benajan University, came the reports during a week on their review that forests are more than just a collection of trees, and that they are vital ecosystem that regulates climate, conserve biodiversity, and sustain livelihood. This was the focus of a one-day workshop marking the 2026 International Day of Forest, organized by the university.
Observed annually on March 21st, the International Day of Forests highlights the critical role forests play in sustaining life on Earth. From climate regulation and biodiversity conservation to water protection, soil fertility, and the livelihood of millions, forests remain one of the planet's most valuable natural resources. At the event, stakeholders and environmental experts emphasized the urgent need to protect forest resources in the face of increasing human activities. Delivering the keynote keynote address, the Edo State Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability, Barrister Nusa Adams, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Inodolomayi Otame, noted that protecting forests is directly linked to protecting human lives.
This year's theme, Forest as Climate Assets, is both timely and compelling. It reminds us that forests are not just collections of forests, but vital ecosystems that regulate climate, conserve biodiversity, and sustainable livelihoods.
Contributions also came from industry and environmental experts, including representative of Okomu Oil Company PLC, the Natural Eco Capital, who spoke on forests as climate infrastructure and their central role in shaping a sustainable future. In a goodwill message, the chairman of the Edo State Forestry Commission, Honorable Valentine Aswen, represented by the Area Forestry Officer of Ovia Northeast Local Government Area, Joanne Ahiri Omosivo, described forests as the lungs of life.
Necessary for governments, institutions, communities, and individuals to work together to ensure the sustainable management and protection of forest resources.
Earlier, the Vice Chancellor of Igbinedion University Okada, Professor Lawrence Ezimoyen, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Blessing Oligbi, expressed concern over the growing pressure on forests due to human consumption and exploitation.
Forests are not resources to be exploited, but they are partners in our survival.
Also speaking, the director of the Center for Climate Change and Sustainable Development Goals of the institution, Professor Spencer Wangu, revealed ongoing efforts to build research partnership in areas such as carbon sequestration and tree nursery development. The 2026 International Day of Forest, themed Forest and Economies, also featured a symbolic tree planting exercise involving representatives of the keynote speaker and members of the university management. The 2026 International Day of Forest is not about celebration, but a clarion call for action. From Igbinedion University Okada, Jonah Omowa, ITV News.
Operatives of the Edo State Security Corps during a week on Dari arrested one Friday a commercial bus driver for allegedly stealing and attempting to sell a vehicle belonging to his employer. The suspect reportedly absconded with the bus at Donsi Junction for over a week before he was intercepted along a haul road while trying to sell parts of the vehicle. With that report, we'll call it a wrap on today's edition of the program News Review. Do not forget to keep it there to test next week Sunday. We shall be bringing you the program News Review again. I am Deborah Ivie Ubefon. I'll see you next week. Do you have a wonderful week ahead. Bye for now.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Hello and welcome to WIC Women in Conversation. This is a red table for that, where women sit to talk about women, things concerning women. But like I always say, we cannot talk about men and leave out the men and the children, of course. But this is a table for strictly the women, where we discuss without holding back certain things that we need to talk about. But anyway, today we're going to be looking at the BBL, the Brazilian Butt Fit. And to do this with me, I have on my right, I have Mercy Emmanuel. Mercy Emmanuel is a nurse. She's actually going to help us discuss this for us to understand about it in a better form. Mercy, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming as always. And then to my left, I have Princess Edith Madijomo. I hope I got it right this time. I hope I did. And so she's the CEO of Golden Touch Collection, where women go to look good. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And then on the third left, I have Ayo Ali Balogu, who will always tell me, don't remove the Ali and call only the Balogu. Put the two together. I'm a pure Lagosian. Ayo. Ayo is not a sex consultant, but she's a consultant.
Consulting what?
What are you consulting?
We need to find out.
Let's find out what you're consulting.
So, I'm consulting here too. I'm a management consultant.
Okay.
Certified one.
Certified management consultant. Ayo, thank you for joining us today and welcome to WIC.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's go straight to what we're talking about today. It's been a problem in Nigeria for a recent time now, a few months now and a few weeks. We've seen very pretty young girls who had passed away because they had decided to go through the BBL, the commonly known BBL, but actually it's called Brazilian butt fit. Okay, so Brazilian butt lift. The very recent girl that just passed on last week. Well, I think I can't remember her name now, but she went for the second surgery for, I don't know whether to maintain it or to make it bigger or to make it smaller. But unfortunately, she passed away during this procedure. And a lot of men have come out to say, let me go exactly what some men, after carrying out some research, what men actually said. Okay, I'm going to be reading what a few men had sent to me. Some of them said, we do not send these ladies to go do this. As a matter of fact, we don't like it. So
who says it's about them?
But that's what the women have said. But let me not answer for you all. Okay. Let me start with you, Mercy, as a medical professional. I'm going to be talking about the medical aspect of it, and I'm going to talk about the beautification aspect of it with the two women. How dangerous is this procedure?
It's dicey. Why do I say it's dicey? If the procedure is done properly by professionals, do you understand? It's not dangerous. Liposuction is something that some medical doctors would also tell you, I do not give my consent to it. Why do you want to do it? You're good. I mean, if you want bomb, as they say, you want this hip, you want to have a good shape on your butt. I think why not go the physical way, as in gym, all that helps, than go through liposuction, because sometimes, especially in Nigeria, we do not have some of the equipment that would help in this procedure, or that will help the procedure go successfully. This liposuction thing, it's not just the way they do it. You go there, they harvest the fat, and then they inject it into you, and then, all that. I mean, there are processes. And because of the way the medical, the medical department is in Nigeria, it's not safe. Because all these things, I mean, when the fat is harvested from a part of your body, there should be procedures. I mean, there should be examinations. Is this fat good for this place they're about to put it?
It's a whole lot of procedure.
It's a whole lot of procedure.
We're going to come back to you, really, because we need to really find out the medical disadvantage of it. But is there an advantage to it, anyways?
As a person, I really do not see an advantage to it.
Okay. Ayo, I see that you've been, but the men said they don't like it. They're not interested.
That's not true, because 95% men today will tell you, one thing I like in a woman is that woman that has curve.
Okay, Ayo, let me hear from you.
Okay, so for me, it's sad that the ladies have passed. I'm not really in tune into what happened or where, but it's heartbreaking when people lose their lives, and the Lord console the family. Now, this is it. When you go into any venture, it's a 50-50 chance. Nothing is sacrosanct.
Yeah.
So that you could go for tooth extraction and you die.
Sure, very well.
So But so that's that. The Lord console the family. Secondly, the men that said they don't like it, like I said, for me and for a lot of women that I know, and for a lot of the millennials, I'm not saying Gen Z, millennials.
Yes.
So those are the children born between 1990 and the 2000. These are people who do things for themselves, not necessary for
About
a
the man.
Not a man that goes to the gym to build muscles. Is he building muscles because of women?
No.
Okay. Okay. Ayo.
So, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm
No, go ahead.
there. Okay. Let me come in here. I have met a woman.
Yeah.
Who did this time is not the butt. She did the ears, and then I asked
Why
her.
are you demonstrating? Why can't you just call it? What did she do?
You did help me call it.
I just want to know.
Breast augmentation.
Anyway,
breast
she did her
augmentation.
boobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Enlargement.
of the boobs,
Okay.
and then she wanted it standing.
Wow.
Because I think she's.
They give them standing ovation. Princess,
Come guess we're not really intimidated.
No, you can do it like this. You can do the physical way by padding it up now.
Can I just remind you, ladies, that we're live. Okay, so she did it. And then when I asked her, because she started having issues with it, she lives in the UK. And I asked her, I said, why did you do something that will be giving you pains like this? I mean, and she said, as at the time, she was married to a white man who was always talking her down about her boobs. I said, did you remind this man that you had 4 children for him? And she said, you won't understand. He was always, talking me down.
Gaslighting.
So she didn't have the self-confidence anymore. And so she decided to go do it. And what happened? Even after doing it, she's still divorced.
Finally.
What are we talking
She
about?
was divorced.
Just as
And
I
this
said,
thing
you do it for yourself
is
and
giving
not
her
for someone.
pains. When I mean pains, she goes into the hospital 2-3 times in some months to get off some pus.
So that's a different one. So, when Mercy talked about, the procedure, whether, basically pull out of fat from one part to the other, and that, it's like Mercy acknowledged, if it's done by top-notch professionals. People who look out for the everything. In that theater room, you have theater assistants. So you have the surgeon, you have the anesthesia. The anesthesia is the most difficult and the most challenging.
Very, very.
That's what's very rare. You're not common everywhere.
So that's what causes.
It depends. If you're in the medical field, the tendency for you to be an anesthesia is 90% because you must know what to do at a particular time and what to give. So, even if you don't, the surgeon, honestly, is focused on what he's doing. So you must know it for you to be an anesthesia in that theater.
You are majored as a doctor. So while some doctors major in plastic surgery, some major in that.
Yes.
Now, believe me when I say this is an experienced woman talking here. I've been through liposuction.
Okay.
It's called 360 liposuction for my waistline.
Okay.
Done 2019, 7.5 hours. Blimey. So before I went in for the surgery, I remember I said to my daughter, I was like, I was just imagining myself. And the doctor, shout out to you, Dr. Femi Lekki Hill Plus. He said, Madam, this surgery is not a weight loss surgery procedure. But I was looking for ways to lose weight and everything. So I said, Madam, listen, but then my daughter's friend, Tundu Matthews, his niece had done it. And, I was like, maybe I'll lose weight. And then we went in. And the doctor said, even for first, if you're over 100 kilos, he won't touch you.
Yes, that's the first thing.
So they check your weight. So because I was coming from special place, you understand? A special place, he paid me attention. Now you also have to stay off alcohol, smoking, and all of that 2 weeks before. They go through the procedure. they now take the fat, you know. If you now take from one place, it's still part of your body. I don't think they had to do all of that. What I'm just trying to say is just that, to be honest, any person who goes through that, because that's your friend, has the marital issue and was trying to save her marriage, she went through that. But largely, anything can take anybody's life.
Anything.
See, you see, my point is this.
Even headache.
So for people that go for liposuction or BBL, to me, my opinion is they don't have self-confidence.
Princess, my self-confidence is...
That is you. Some of them don't have self-confidence and complex. Because if you believe in what you have and you are very okay with your body shape and body size, why would you go on that knife to correct whatever?
That's why you believe in what you have. You are comfortable.
I will not judge.
That is
now, okay, now if you're self-confident, why are you on an eyebrow?
Do you understand? It's not go on that night to do it. No, it's not the same thing. Do you know the risk involved? I watched one recently on the.
Do you know the risk involved?
Do you know the risk in
the chemicals? This is just a pencil.
Even though that's how you think.
That's what you think.
No, it's not at all.
The pencil you were under the knife for 7 hours.
Not just 7 hours.
I just stood and I used my pencil to do this.
No. So 7 and a half hours. Put the half.
I can send somebody to the other side. So now the one I watched, I saw several wires, several things that were put together, everything, and they were just like you said, they were pulling some fat from the other side to the other side. You see the doctor,
there is a pumping process.
Yes, pumping the fat. You see
the pumping with water,
pump out, yes.
So to extract the fat.
Takes it, and then they tore some part of her boots. And from there, they were putting the fat. I don't know how they can bear it. Do you know how for somebody to be shaking your boot for hours?
You're numb.
You are not aware. I know they know. They must have known that part. Then another one that I watched again was when several injections. They were touching the bomb. They pour in, use injection like 10 injections. You just fluid. They were pouring in
fluid.
They were pouring in some fluid. They turned the lady. They brought the stomach. You see they just punching the stomach and the.
I need you to understand that.
What do you want?
I need you to understand something.
Except you tell me you are doing it for yourself.
Okay, now
most people that do this BBL is for the sake of men, it's to entice men. You see them everywhere. Don't you watch social media? They're everywhere. They'll tell you my body. Do you know how much my body worth? Do you know how much my body costs?
Okay, so this.
And once they do that BBL, they will never sit at home.
Okay,
they are everywhere.
Where do they go to?
Where they go to? What will you say about a mother that can go through the contraction and labor and decides to go through a night?
No, that's a different thing.
It's not a different thing. She decided it because
no, that is a different ballgame.
Mercy,
somebody just got to change her form to begin to attract men. What are you talking about?
That is, you are limiting it, and that is
what the one I watched.
Okay, so that's why the men are saying, don't do it for us. We don't want it. We don't like it.
On behalf of the women who have
once they have done that BBL, they will never dress decently anymore. You will see them wearing some
princess. Okay, princess
is a personal thing.
And I'm not exaggerating.
Okay.
Today is what?
Today is 19th.
No.
Of March.
Thursday.
Today is Thursday.
So I was at a function on Tuesday, and a group of aunties, and one, slammed my back. So I heard the thud, and I was like, oh, that was me. I didn't have BBL. But because of the lipo, everything went down there. And let me tell you something. It has, when you narrow it down to because of a man, what about me? I look into the mirror and I'm like, oh, wow.
Your self-confidence.
Yeah, it's not my self-confidence. It has nothing to do with my self-confidence comes from my cerebral brows.
Okay. Yes.
So now this other one is like, when I was 15, I looked a certain way. 20, 30, 40, 50. When I'm 70, baby girl, I want you to think I'm 40 years old.
Oh my word.
Okay, we just saw Florence Itagiwa did her 80th birthday.
You mean.
Oh,
sorry,
she
don't
was
like
like a baby girl.
You ought to call Mama Bakassi.
Yes,
Mama with the body that speaks. The mama that will stand and tell you, do you know what this cost me? So it means that when you know how much you have spent on your body, I know how much I've spent on my body, and then you are not just, I won't talk to you anyhow. I have had for your information, I have gastric sleeve done.
Okay.
I've gone to do
Are you
my
that
lap-
fat?
No, but there's a way I want to look. You understand? I have the money, and this has nothing to do with the man. When I'm doing my management consultancy, I don't want, because in those days, so my breasts were like that. So I don't want you. I'm talking to a man, and to be honest, I noticed that most of them, it's like they do it. So is that chest?
The area of concentration.
The area of concentration. The area of concentration should be here.
Yeah, and it shifts the conversation.
No, for me.
Okay.
And then when I go for my trainings, I deliberately wear Iran Buba and Bubu. This is the first time you see me in something like this.
Yeah.
Because you want to consult something. From that man, they begin to walk on. Because you're talking, especially if the man is shorter than you.
I don't know.
And then you're taller, and then you wear heels. And then the man is looking at you, and his headline is by your boots.
Ayo, we have been told we have to go on a short break. And then when we come back, we continue the conversation of the men. I wonder when men sit down to watch women in conversation, how they feel. I'm sure some of them want to respond immediately, but unfortunately they cannot come here to respond. Ayo was talking about the boobs and everything. We'll be right back. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Please sit.
Controversial.
Welcome back. It's still WIC, and I still have with me in the house Edith, and we have Mercy, and I also have Ayo. Ayo, the one that told is a controversial Ayo. You know, Ayo does not agree with any person. She does it her way.
She's
and one way. Exactly. Okay. Ayo, you were saying something before we went on a short break. And Edith was complimenting that. She was saying they are still like that. She was even rolling the thing when she was saying that.
So Edith is, I'm so happy that I'm loving the fact that Edith is well endowed and she carries it very well. And I love it. You understand? Clock it.
That's just one side.
You understand? You get. So, but for what I do, and I have to go to look for business most times, I became very, very conscious.
All right.
You understand? I will wear camisole. So even when I'm very hot and I'm wearing a sheer top, I have to wear camisole. Wear this one, so that when I'm even talking to the gentleman, you understand? It's meant to be something for me to stand tall.
It will be affecting you emotionally, true.
You understand?
That's the truth.
When I'm in the class, when I'm delivering lecture, I don't want you to be looking at, and then I turn.
She's endowed.
Mama. Do you know what I said when I lost weight?
Only mama.
You know. So,
do you know what I've experienced one day? Sorry to cut you short. I went to gym. We're just walking towards the pool to go and swim. And somebody walked up to me with all boldness. You know what it came to do? At this reel, I was like,
sexual harassment.
Are you okay?
Excuse me.
Because I was expecting good morning. Like, this is morning, daytime. I was going to the gym. I was going to the pool side. And I've not even changed. I've not changed for you to say maybe I have. And the next thing I heard is this real?
Wow.
And he was pointing at me like
that
this.
Is dehumanizing.
I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Then that are you okay that I said my friend heard. And she's a lawyer. She was
sexual harassment.
Because that was I was walking towards the pool. Because she got there before me. So I was walking towards the pool to actually talk to her. I'm here. And she was like, what's that? That's harassment. She came out of the pool with everything she was wearing. Now the man was confused. Because he had a lot to look now. You want to see something? You know, she was like, do you know, I'm barrister. She started introducing herself. How dare you talk to her like that? Because I can stand up for my friends. I am so blessed with ladies that can also stand up for me. And he was like, I'm sorry about that. I've seen you. I don't know. I just wanted to know they were real. You can imagine that.
Can these men put their eyes away from these women?
Because,
you do?
Naturally I have this. Some people ask me if it's BBL.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Honestly.
What's your business with that?
Some people ask me, even at work, So it's made me, honestly, for peace to reign, because
somebody has
I just had to make a scrub that covers me.
Yes.
So you
somebody
see
has come to put hand in my dimple,
because you're moving.
I like your dimple, and I reply with my backhand. Very good backhand.
Nigerians are rude. Some of the men don't know, to draw the line.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying to you,
those men.
So what I say to you is
that they need help.
So when a woman decides to do BBL, it could be for her own sanity. She wants, when she looks in the mirror and turns,
she's looking good,
and she can see the silhouette that she loves.
Satisfied.
It's nothing to do with another person.
Okay, Ayo, you are saying that the men who had sent him, someone went for the research and then came up with the men saying about 91% of the men says, we don't want it, we don't like it, don't do it for us, we didn't ask you to do it for us.
Say it stinks.
And so you are saying, you are not one of those women that want to do BBL for a man's sake. You're doing it for yourself. To, the looks that it gives you joy, gives you satisfaction. But let me come to you as a nurse, as a medical person. What are the fear of this BBL in old age? Because, as a woman growing older, some of us begin to have arthritis pain. And when you're getting into the menopause age, it begins to trouble you. Some say the menopause thing comes with their leg pains and all that. So what is the threat of this BBL for women at old age?
Okay, I'm
from 50 and above.
Myself as an example. Naturally, if your butt is too big,
if you're endowed down there,
you have the tendency for you to have leg pain. It's 5%, because I've experienced it. But it now depends on your weight. Do you understand? Now, when it's got to do with this BBL thing, the thing most Nigerians do not know, it's not just about doing it then. It's like you go to the hospital and you're treated for malaria. The doctors will always ask you to come for a checkup. Now, this is a procedure that's not natural. Trust me, for you to be able to conquer that age factor, you should always go for a checkup. Especially if you're not too sure of who did the procedure. Because most times it may look as if, okay, I've done it, I'm good, it's fine, and all that. You're not even sure if it's a professional. Sorry, I'm going to digress. I know somebody that went for an evacuation, and I was like, why not go to a gynae to perform this thing? Because this person will tell you, do this, and you won't believe it. After she went, no, this guy is trying to extract, is trying to extort. And then she went somewhere else for the evacuation, and you won't believe it, there was remnants of placenta in her, which has led to so much bleeding for days now. So where am I going to? What I'm trying to bring out, this is something that is not naturally, or that was not naturally there. Now, the tendency for you, because no one knows tomorrow, anything, just as I said, anything can kill a man. Anything. Your body could develop. What if tomorrow you happen to be a DM patient, a diabetic patient, and something happens and maybe there's a wound there? It will be very difficult to heal.
Okay, let me. So
Ayo wants to come in. Can you come in here?
Sorry. It says I was coming. So the thing is that the Brazilian butt lift is not. If it's a butt lift, it's different from inserting silicone.
Okay,
that's different things.
We are talking about the butt lift.
So the silicone is where you might have issues where you can say it can burst, it can do that. Now, a lot of times people even do BBL that you don't even know
that they did it.
Because those ones that become so obscene that the waist is like this, and the yash is like.
I saw somebody that said she removed her.
You're on TV, please.
That's what we call it in Nigeria.
From her side, she's a Nigeria girl. She removed the 6 limbs. Rims, I mean.
So I am asking, is there an effect to
The
this?
waist line is so tiny.
So let me tell you
and
something.
the boot is like this. The real figure eight.
So first, when you do the butt lift, the Brazilian is that it's transfer of fat from maybe your arms, from your waist to your feet.
But you're being torn open.
No.
Don't they tear you open?
No.
They do.
No.
That's why I said, be sure it is a professional.
Okay, so this is the reason why I brought in this. Hold on.
Can I finish, please? So what could happen? The worst that usually happens in the first few days or weeks after BBL is that the fat does not align
with where it was. Yes, in there. Yes.
So that is why
it becomes like an antibody.
Yeah, like
so
a foreign
it will collapse.
Yes.
So it will not stay. So when they're done with the BBL, let's say it's like a size like that. So if you don't follow the procedure, which is you have to use proper the BBL pillows to sit, you can't just sit on any pillows. Because it will kill the fat. Then it will reduce. You understand? There is nothing to it. There is nothing to it. What is offensive is that when a woman goes from size 10 yash to size 18 yash.
Ayo, you're on TV. I just need to be reminding you.
So that is where you have some consequences.
So I'm allowed to speak Hausa. I'm allowed to speak English. I'm allowed to speak Yoruba. I'm allowed to speak Igbo. Am I not allowed to speak Pidgin?
Yes, you are allowed.
So what's yash?
Why not go speak English? What's yash?
Yash now for you.
Okay.
Is that you have a size 8 woman goes from size 8 to size 14 or 16.
Yes.
That's obnoxious. That's offensive, even to the eyes.
Yes.
And you now see them struggling.
To work.
So those are the ones that have that crisis at home. So even before the old age, they start having this crisis. Yes.
Now, what happens is that if he or she now combines it with lipo.
But he don't do it.
No, guys do lipo too.
Okay. To know if there are other ways for us to have this figure 8 that every woman craves to have. Anyway, stay safe out there. Do not go under the knife because you want to have figure 8. Stay safe. I am Patricia Uremu.
ITV, certainly the best.